Hi,
Hi.
I'm Max, knitwear designer, children's book illustrator, and lately I really feel like I'm Bill Murray in the Groundhog Day movie because every day's the same.
And I'm Vincent, knitwear designer, yarn dyer, and I'm a professional languisher.
Yeah,
Have you read the New York Times article about languishing?
it was an eye-opener.
That's exactly how we feel.
Yeah,
But this week, we're filming episode 4.
breaking the routine.
Yes. What are we drinking?
Actually, you made the drink this time?
Oh yeah, so I know what we're drinking.
Yes. I know what it is too.
It's a gin and tonic, but I used tonic that was made in Montreal. Mine is grapefruit tonic, and his is classic tonic.
Yeah, and you're drinking your drink like a good old drag queen.
Yeah, like the drag queens in Untuck.
Hey.
Oh yeah, sorry. Cheers.
What's new with us?
What's new with us? We took some classes,
Yeah,
each for our new obsession.
Zoom classes.
Zoom classes, obviously, because I took a class about sock machine knitting because it's my new obsession. I'm going to show you my little obsession.
I forgot, did we name her?
No, she or he doesn't have a name. And yeah, so I took classes with a local teacher called Joanne. She's amazing. She works with the people who refurbished that machine, and she showed me how it worked. I had watched a ton of YouTube videos about how to cast on, how to do many things, but having someone just like reinforce that knowledge was great. And she showed me how to make my first cast on bonnet. It's not even a sock. It's just a little thing that you use to cast on. Yeah, to cast on your stitches on the machine, because you have to kind of engage the needles, and so that's what it's for. So like you take a loop and then put it on a needle and then crank some yarn and then boop, it's cast on. Boop. So I took a class to make that, and then I took a class to make
The
eels.
Yeah.
Eels and toes. And short rows, basically.
I thought it was going to say shoulder.
No,
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
Shoulder.
Like the song.
No, heels and toes.
Heels.
Just, yeah. And yeah, it's basically just short rows, and then you just drop a needle and then raise a needle, and then, yeah.
So if I remember correctly, you could actually do a pair of socks
From start to finish.
and it would take you around 2 hours. Am I correct for the?
Yeah, it's about, yeah. I think it
Is it for the
could
pair
take
or just
me-
one?
No, I think the pair could take me like an hour
The pair, 1 hour.
when I'm good. But if I do it now, it probably would take me 2.
So this means I can buy more yarn so you can make more socks.
Yes. You already have
You hear
plenty of yarn.
No. You hear it here. I have to go to buy more yarn. That's awesome. Yay!
No.
See you later. Just kidding.
And
And
what class did you take?
just before that, our sock machine is Légaré
47.
47.
So it's I think
It's a
the
refurbished.
refurbished. It's the first Légaré model that was it was, if I remember correctly, it was built in Montreal. It was created in Montreal, or at least in the province of Quebec. And it's an old machine that they bought, like old and antique, and then they just restored it completely, cleaned it, sandblasted it, painted it, everything, and then made new parts where the parts were missing.
And we're looking forward to have a friend over when everything's going to be okay. To have some like crank parties.
Yeah.
And be able to help it make
Yeah, I
sock
think they
tubes.
call that the crankins.
Crankings?
Crank-ins.
Crankins.
Yeah, like a sit-in, but you're cranking.
As long as it's not Christmas with the cranks. It's
You know.
sorry for the bad pun. And this month I took some spinning classes with Alexina Hicks. Alexina is an amazing person. Her and her husband did the drop spindle that I'm using. She did my Knitting Naughty also. And each time I had a little question about spinning, she was answering it privately because we became friends. But when I saw that she was giving classes, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to learn even more. My learning experience with spinning was up and down. I did some really amazing things and some of really disgusting things. It's called learning, so you have to do
You should see my thing. Well, you see my pink.
Yeah, and I just smiled. I said nothing. It was a hot mess, but you tried.
And then I decided that
You won't.
I won't learn how to spin, and you can spin my things.
Yeah. Yay! I've started by learning how to spin on YouTube. Then I was asking questions in a spinning group from Quebec. So listening to her talking about it, I've learned so many things that I knew a bit, but I didn't understand why I was doing it.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as my sock machine. Yeah, it's just reinforcing
knowledge,
what you knew.
And I feel that since I had her class, I'm better and I'm able to spin even thinner than before. So I'm going to be able to go more towards skinny DK or even sport. I'm hoping, because lately I'm only spinning things that I think are small and then turn out to be more like worsted or Aran weight. I'm like, oh. So I'll try to be better. This class was really, really fun. What else?
We watched a series that I love, that I started watching at university with my roommates at the time. I didn't know about it. I think we started season 3. I kept asking questions. It's Alias by J.J. Abrams.
With Jennifer
Garner and
Bradley
Cooper in their first seasons, and Michael Vartan, who plays Michael Vaughn, Victor Garber.
The sinfully delicious guy from Will and Grace.
From Will and Grace, yes. Sinfully delicious.
And you're really cute when you're watching this because you know it by heart. Big time.
I've probably watched every season at least 5 times.
Yeah, and if I'm looking away from the screen and there's an action scene coming up, he's gonna pressure me to be like, you have to watch this. This is what's coming up. It's cool. You have to watch it.
And I'm like, there's a punch coming.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen. Look at the screen. And I really like it. The later seasons are not as great, but
the series aged well.
Yeah,
it's really fun to watch it again.
Jennifer has a lot of wigs that you like to point out.
Yeah, she snatch it all the time.
Yeah, she loves her wigs.
Yeah, and there should be some justice for Jennifer Garner. She should have been an action star after this.
She was so good.
Yeah.
Like, you've said it a couple times. Like, why is she not an action star?
She was good at Elektra in Daredevil. Yes. Even though the movie wasn't really good, she was good at that. And then that's it.
Apart from her contact lenses.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's CGI because it's really bad. So it's not even contact lenses.
Another TV show that's close to us, because one of the main, I want to say protagonist, but mostly an antagonist, is Marie-André.
Or if you say it properly, it's just Marie-André.
Yeah, but
not Marie-André.
It's The Serpent on Netflix. It's the story of Charles Sabrage,
or his nickname by Marie-André, Alain.
And Charles was a serial killer who killed hippies on the hippie trail because he apparently hated hippies for some reason. It's on Netflix. He has a girlfriend / wife in the movie, in the series, that's supposedly in real life, she was from Quebec. She's French Canadian, but she's played by actress Jenna Coleman.
Yeah.
She's normally a very good actress.
Listen, I'm not a big fan of her. You know when you just don't like someone? I didn't like her in Doctor Who.
I liked her in Doctor Who.
But she's my Will Ferrell for you. They did nothing bad to us. I'm sure she's a lovely person.
Will Ferrell is not in love.
Maybe he is. I don't know. So coming into the series, I was like, don't really like it. And I didn't know the backstory. So when she was speaking in French, and then mid first episode, we realized she's from Quebec. And we're like, you don't have the right accent for this.
Yeah, but then at some point she does. Like, she said, Canada,
yeah. But it's like a really bad one.
The actor who plays Charles or Alain, his nickname, well, is he's very good. His French is good. You have other actors, even English actors, playing French characters that have like a very
perfect,
perfect accent. There's a bunch of other French actors.
Everyone is good in French. Everyone is about her. Yeah. So I'm like, why didn't you just told her, being like, girl, what you're doing is not really good. Like, and what pissed me off big time, there was even a mistake in her name in the subtitle. So I'm like, they just don't care at this point. Like, it's not just us being annoyed by it. There was an article last week in a French newspaper, and they were calling it out that it didn't make any sense for her to be casted as this.
There's a great French-Canadian actress called
Laurence Leboeuf.
Yeah, Laurence Leboeuf.
She was in Being Erica. She's in what's the hospital show she's in right now? The Resident? No,
I don't remember.
Well, she's perfectly bilingual.
Perfectly bilingual. Her English accent is good. Her French Canadian accent is perfect. She was raised by two French Canadian parents. Both her parents are actors, and her dad, his babysitter, was Marie-André Leclerc. Like,
a full circle moment. This would have been it. Like, and we've learned that she actually had an audition for the role too.
Yeah, she auditioned twice.
So they were open to the idea.
But that's
a big rant from us. But if you liked it, good for you.
I liked it.
Yeah, but for us, when she was talking, it was really annoying. Choices. What else? We've played a lot of games this month, online games with friends. I think you might have heard about it. It's called Among Us. You can actually play it on your phone, on a tablet, PC, or even on the Nintendo Switch, which we do.
Yeah.
And it's like a whodunit.
It's free on most platforms. I think you have to pay like $5 for the Switch version. And it's like the werewolf game. I don't know if you know, but there's basically a bunch of players, and one or two of them can be imposters, and they have to kill everyone else before being discovered, while everyone else are crewmates in a spaceship, and they have to do various tasks. So if they finish their tasks before being killed, then the crewmates win. But if the imposters kill everyone before, then the imposters win.
Yeah, and you play online with this, and what we do, we go on Discord, where we're all talking while playing. Once you discover that someone's dead, you could actually say, I think I've seen Vincent going through the vent, and I think he's the killer or not, and then we're voting to kick someone out. So add this with like some wine, and we're just having so much fun. It's really, really funny, and it really depends with whom you're playing. Some people can take it really serious. We're just like making fun. Like, if we didn't know who we were targeting, we were just kicking out our best friend Tanya, being like, I think it's you. Get out.
I think it's Tanya. Either she was dead or kicked out. So.
She didn't have a lot of fun that time, but we did.
That's it for entertainment.
Because we receive a lot of.
You said I don't want you to buy some yarn, but
I did.
What's that? What's
it's so soft. This is a new color from Qing Fibre on her melted baby, on her Suri.
Melted baby Suri.
On her melted Suri baby.
No.
On her
melted baby
Suri.
Yes.
Okay. On that. It's the softest thing. It's really amazing. This is from her new color palette for spring. This one is limestone. There's some like pale lavender, like a fluorescent yellow. I want to make a shawl design with them. And I loved it because I had this skein from her. This one was from the Christmas box that she did at last Christmas.
Yeah, the advent calendar.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to do something with just like from this one to play with texture. I'm not sure. Or just look at it.
That's mostly what you do with yarn.
Yeah.
And I don't buy yarn often.
But when you do.
But when I do, I buy 7 skeins. I subscribe to the Magpie Fibers Beaver because they have a bunch of colorways named after beavers. There's the bougie beaver, there's the spicy beaver, They actually have like all little things that I should buy the pins and put them on
Please
this bag.
do. Shellycan did the pins, and they're really, really cool.
So they had a kit with 3 skeins of mohair. Their mohair base is called Feather. Put them in order. So kind of a little fade here. This one is Lil Bit Bougie.
Just a little bit.
This is Bougie Beaver. This one's Bougie Beaver. And this one is Evil Beaver. There's that. There's 3 colorways for that. Maybe you can hold them up. And then on Swanky Sock is their MCN base. So Merino Cashmere Nylon. I have 4 skeins. So the same 3 colorways, so a little bit bougie, and evil. And then here, that one with the speckles.
There's Evil Beaver?
Oh no, it's bad and bougie.
Bad and Bougie.
That's evil.
But there's an Evil Beaver.
Yeah, evil beaver is this one.
Evil Beaver.
So I have a little bit bougie here. Bougie. Here is Saturday Night Beaver with the speckles.
I didn't know the name.
Yeah. And this one is Bad and Bougie.
Bad and Bougie.
Bad and Bougie. So I really don't know what I'm going to do with that.
But it's just so good.
Now. Yeah, it looks so good. And then it's probably not going to be all 7 together, but don't know what I'm going to do. But I wanted to be part of the Beaver-long.
As Canadian, we're expert in beavers.
Expert in beaver. Oh, talking about beavers. Did you know that? I want you to Google, like, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to tell you to, when you're done watching this video, Google beaver and vanilla. And then read the National Geographic article about it. That's it.
I received a lot of fiber that I've ordered because I went totally overboard.
About every day.
Yeah. And you know when you receive something and you just totally forgot you ordered it? That's what happened. But I received a lot of amazing fiber. I got these 2 from the Smallberg Workshop in BC. So these one are 2 natural fibers. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I received also this one from Wolfine. I really love what she's doing. She has a lot of other colorful things because I got this one and others, but I'm not going to show all my stash because shame. Honestly, shame
on you.
Shame on me.
Shame.
And this one, there's like some tweeds in it, so I cannot wait to see it. And this is 80% South American wool and 20% viscose. Looking forward for this. Also, I got some from, this one is Hello Yarn. These greens and these 2 pinks. Oh, it's okay.
I just wanted to show.
I'm really tempted to buy a drum carder to make some bath, so meaning that you can prepare the fiber differently to be spun, and this means that the final look will look more blended, which I like. I've spun a lot of things from braids. They're really fun to do, but I don't know if it's something I'm gonna really knit with. But everything that was made with blended bath, I loved it. So I might try to blend these 2 together with like a hint of pink. I don't know. I just love it. So that's just like a part of what I've received. But
yeah,
just wanted to share
enough
because they're my favorites.
Then, one last thing. Isabelle Go Design.
A fellow Quebecer who moved to Alberta.
Yeah, sent us. Actually, she wanted to send us bags, both, I think.
She reached out, and she's a bag maker. She made this one that she sent out. It's called l'utilitaire, the utilitarian bag.
Yeah,
I showed it better. And it's really like sturdy, which I love. And there's big, sort of like a belt.
Yeah.
It really is, the summer is going to be perfect. I'm going to use it as a messenger bag so when we're going to go like to knit in the park or something. Big size, really pretty. She has an Etsy shop. Etsy shop, and we'll link it in the description.
Yeah. I saw that she made, how do you call that?
Apron?
In English? Aprons, yeah.
Work apron?
Yeah, kind of work aprons. I think for cooks mostly, but
For dyeing, you're wearing
for
one
dyeing,
each day.
it's perfect. I love it. I'm not gonna put it on. I'm just gonna show it like this.
This is
Perfect.
brilliant.
Yeah, I put my little rag here to dry
Wipe
my
out your
hands
mess.
or wipe up my mess. There's a pocket that I put my cell phone in, and there's another pocket that I put my thermometer in. Really great. She makes that as well.
Love it. So thank you, Isabelle.
Thank you. Before we start, what have we finished? We're going to talk about what I'm wearing. Open the hair.
Yeah.
It's
Show that yoke.
I had the story is I had a really light shirt that was blowing out the camera, so I took one of the sample, which is Max's Once and Floral.
Yeah, this was inspired by David Rose from Schitt's Creek. Honestly, the best Canadian show ever. So funny, so good.
It fits me great. I think I'm gonna wear it more often.
And I'm wearing the Highland Pink sweater, which was just released. I'm really happy with that. We took the photos with my friend Tanya. Photos were taken by Remy. Tanya knitted the cropped version, which means that her version, she has cropped sleeve. And it's not a crop top, but it's a crop length. I think it would be called 3/4. I don't know the name, but you could honestly knit it the length you want. It's knitted with the Farmer's Daughter sport weight, and hers is called Recollect. Really, really pretty. I have the two main color we used for our sweaters. Mine was knitted in Paul Newman, and hers in, what was it again? I've got dreams to remember. It's so poetic. Love it. It's 100% Montana Rambouillet. It's so fun to knit. Tanya, when she was knitting her sample, felt crazy for it. Same thing as I did. Really loving it. And these little details here, this is a technique that was doing in printing before. It's called halftone. You would see this in like old comics, like anything from Marvel. They were using little dots to create a second color with only one color. So this is what I wanted to do here. We've actually did this technique in the Midnight Garden, the design we both did together for Pom Pom magazine. The flower, we did that too.
And the Active Duty.
Also, I did that.
Sweater.
The all-over colorwork sweater for brave people. So this one is really out. I'm really proud for this.
I haven't finished a lot in a month.
Knitting-wise.
Knitting-wise. I, for the first time, have like 2 projects at the same time that I'm going to show you. One is very long. But I did manage to finish these guys.
Cuties.
These little wrist warmers. They're the Hilja wrist warmers from Aleks Byrd, a designer friend from the UK. She's actually part Canadian, part Estonian, part American. Sorry, Alex, if I'm giving you all of these nationalities.
All the DNA.
Now she lives in the UK, and she uses in her patterns this technique. It's called rosemine, I think, or rosemine. It's basically a float in the front. It's very simple to do, and yeah, so I finished those, both of them. Actually, they're number 2 and 3 of the series, because there was a slight gauge issue.
You always have a gauge issue with mittens. Remember your first one you did?
It was
the oven mitt?
Or it could be called like a couple's mitten, like when you hold the hand, like walking outside and put like just one mitten. Yeah, that's what I did. I had done my swatch flat and didn't think about it, and then it was way too small. It still fits, but it was not as like wrist warmery, if you can say. Like it was not comfortable. It was more like a small glove than a wrist warmer. My sister's gonna be very happy when she sees this episode, because that means that these are gonna be on their way to BC for her. It's her like Christmas/birthday gift, along with the little socks I made her. Very fun pattern. It doesn't take a lot of yarn. These were actually like 2 full skeins, and like they're still like like I made 3 and there's still a lot. Like I could make probably another pair. I used
You could do it in reverse. The spin cycle as a main color, and then
no, because
You
it
don't
has
have enough?
that's fingering and then that's
oh,
worsted.
okay, yeah.
That's the dream state version of spin cycle. It's not dyed in the wool. Because you do the little floats by holding 2 strands. Normally it's done with fingering weight, and then you do fingering 1 strand for the body of the mitt, and then you hold 2 strands for the motif. And yeah, so that's La Bien-Aimée Helix yarn. I held it double because it's a very light fingering, heavy lace, 600 something meters per 100 gram. So held that double and then used Dream State as the color, the contrast color. Yep.
Since I'm obsessed with hand spun, I started to feel a bit anxious of like, will I like knitting with it too?
Yeah.
So my plan, I think I've said it the last time, but my plan was to do the Moonwhistle by Andrea Mowry, which I did and which I loved. So I've made it, it's completed. This was a really fun and quick project. Really easy. So the green and white is garter stitch, and in the middle, the gray and white is actually a slip stitch motif. I used for this 3 bats that were prepared by Michelle from Republic of Wool.
Yeah.
She is so good with colors. I needed 2 skein for the white. So what I did, the white that she prepared for me had like some little sparkles, a little bit of green in it. I've made 1 single of it, and then I've plied it with 1 strand of lace Suri alpaca, which give it a really like squishy, really easy to do, really fun, really quick project. And I love knitting with hand spun, so quite happy with this.
It's great because you have
Yep.
lots.
Yep.
Oh.
Just to give you an idea.
Yeah, but
Love
you
it.
can just like...
And I've actually ran out of every color except the gray one. I ran out of, I think I had only like less than a row left than I needed for the green, so I spun it with other like green that I had from, because I have too
Well,
much.
that's what's fun with knitting with your own yarn. You can just like
Make
spin
it.
some more.
Yeah. Love it. Andrea did a really amazing and easy pattern to follow. So
Yeah.
I cannot recommend it enough. That's it
That's it.
for this.
Show your other ends button now.
Yes.
Yes.
I've made a lot. Love it. I think you all know about Spin Cycle. We've showed it before. We just talked about it. Love it. And I wanted to make some yarn that was looking like theirs. So I made this trio of yarn using fiber by Spindle and Stitches. I've actually used 2 different hue of blues for this one, 2 different hues of red for this one. And for this one, it's actually a red from this one and a blue from this one mixed together. I think I'm gonna do the other shawl by Andrea. That's a big of Andrea love right now.
The shifty.
The shifty, yeah.
Or yeah, night shift. Shifty is a sweater.
One of them.
Sorry.
I might even try to do the shift,
Sorry, everyone.
the sweater, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I
a
made
little, like
little fade. And one that might go with this one from created by LCB and Spin Delicious. Symphony Delicious? Spindly Delicious. So 2 different shades of grays together. I really love the effects that it does.
It's pretty yarn.
Yeah.
I might steal it.
Maybe. And I have one more. Just one. I finished this one this morning. This is by...
Fresh.
Yeah, freshly spun. This one is by Artifacts of Appreciation, which I'm totally in love with. And her shop updates are like the Hunger Games. Everything's sold out in like 3 minutes. And there's a big reason why. She's amazing. Her colors are all grays and blacks and like neutral with a little pop of blue. Yeah, it's so good.
I bought some that I'm like now he has to spin.
Yay! And I don't mind spinning it for you to use it. I just love the action of spinning. So this is what the yarn looked like, and this is the fiber it came from. What you have in your hand, it's 100 grams of fiber that was prepared to be spun. So you have a good idea of
Just
what...
gonna open it so we can see
Yep.
the underside a little bit. So the underside is
Mainly the base color, what it would look like.
Gray. And then you have the
Little sparkles.
little accents of colors over it.
Oh, so good. So I have a shawl quantity of this, and I managed to spun it more of a light DK sport. Please don't mess it up.
No, I'm just like showing this. And then it's very light and fluffy, and I just don't want to break it.
And some of them I just don't want to
great.
I don't even want to spun it, just want to keep it like that. Can we frame them? It would be just amazing.
Yes. By we I mean me, dyed the second installment of the His Dark Material Club this month. If you haven't received it, look away. Ta-da! Oops.
Failed.
Ta-da! This is the second installment. The character this month was Father Corm, and again it's twisted. The skeins are twisted. There you have like one skein of yak sock and one skein of cereal paca. They're twisted together to represent the relationship between the character and their demon. Father Corm, like I said, was the character, and in the series on TV he wears like a very long trench coat, and it's dark green, hunter green, so that's what I did. And then Sophonax here,
The little cat
is his demon is a Bengal cat, so I did a little like orangey, like you see the cat I think maybe like 3 times in the entire first season, and you don't see it for very long. Like I had to go look and pause because it's not even like online, and there's not really a description about the cat apart from something about fall colors, and they're basically describing a Bengal cat. So that's what it looked like when the people received it. And I actually have a skein here of the cereal paca for the Bengal cat, and I think it looks like you should have seen it in the pan.
Yeah.
Because I basically put like all the skins in the pan, and then I did like a Bengal cat
motif.
Yeah, like the little like round spots of the cat with like brownish. So you have like a speckled cereal paca with the green. Now there's only one month left, and the last month is
Mrs. Coulter and the Golden Monkey,
who has a name.
Is it a spoiler?
I think he's named like in the last book, but it's not very spoiler. But I'm not gonna name it. He's called the Golden Monkey.
Yeah. And one last little thing
that we did. Yep. That you did.
But you helped. You approved. Let's just say this. You approved. I made this collaboration with the Knitting Loft, which is a yarn store in Toronto. They've reached out to ask if they could have an enamel pin from Les Garçons, which I accept because we love them so much, and they have Vincent's yarn available there. And I've asked which character they would like to have on their pin. They had the idea of making an owl, which I've never done before, so I had a lot of fun doing this. Yep. So this is exclusively available on their website and in stores if it's something you could actually go to. So that was it for everything we did this month.
Yes.
We've been quite busy knitting-wise. We've started new designs. We've worked on other stuff that we've already casted on. So I'll start with one that I've casted on 3 months ago, at least in one of the latest episodes. It's in my French Supply Co. knit bag. My project is olive green, so it has to go with my camo bags because I'm that kind of knitter, which needs to have bags that goes with.
That's why you have like a million bags, and I have also a million bags, but I don't use them.
You have to use colors for that. This is the Bennet Sister Shawl by Lindsey Fowler. You what?
I said you have to. You said you have to use color for that, but all my bags are black, so I can just use black.
Knitting black. This is a really easy design to knit. The main fabric here is in garter stitch, and there's a little design details that is coming up, and it's going to be in stockinette stitch.
Yeah. So basically like you start here and then stockinette, and then you just do more and more stitches
Yeah, I really love the fact that the design element were really, really subtle. And once you're half of the shawl, the other section, you would add either mohair or cereal alpaca to this. So you gotta have like the same fabric, but a little bit paler. This one, the yarn I'm using right now is Julia Slay. Can you hold it?
Yeah.
So this was a leftover from a sweater that I did, the alpaca chino. So this is this color. And at the other part, I'm actually going to use Dyed by Dell's cereal alpaca, because if I can substitute mohair with suri, I will.
Yeah, it's in Max's khaki.
Yeah, and I really feel that.
Did you buy it on the shop, or you just stole it?
I just stole it. I didn't even remove it from the inventory, so I'll have.
when you actually
Get behind us is the shop, or I'd like to call it my personal stash.
No, it's my stash.
Yeah,
it's not yours.
Can I have it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I cannot wait to use this at the edit. They really go well together.
Yeah.
But after doing the Moonwhistle by Andrea Mowry, which was another garter stitch shawl, I wanted to take a little break on this one. It might go on a timeout. This is going to be a perfect project for tipsy knitting while Zoom and stuff, so this is why I'm just keeping it with
tipsy knitting. I just have new designs, but this one didn't start as a new design. I think it was last episode, but I'm not sure. I showed you the yarn that I got from La Bien-Aimée to do the rose cardigan by, again, Andrea Mowry. Sorry.
Big love.
Big love. And I wanted to do the rose cardigan, but I wanted to adapt it a little bit like I did the wool and honey. But I was looking at the pattern, and it was not too complicated to do. Like, it was a good amount of work designing work to just change what she had done and do what I wanted to do with it. So change a little bit the proportions, and she has tiny arms and I have big arms. So I wanted to look at the sizes and everything and do a little less of a bat wing effect under the arm.
And this cardigan is knitted sideways?
Yeah, it's knitted sideways in 4 panels, and then you have a cable at the same time as you do the increases for the sleeve. You start at the cuff here, and then you just work that way, and then you have a cable, and then you have to increase. You have to increase on top of the sleeve and at the bottom of the sleeve. It was a lot of I could have done it, but I also wanted a project that I could TV knit, and that wasn't it. I would have needed to really focus a lot more. So I decided to switch project and do the Comfort Fade Cardi by Andrea Mowry, because the Grocery Girls and La Bien-Aimée were organizing an knit-along for it, and I had yarn to make a fade, so I why not make the Comfort Fade Cardi? And I had sport weight yarn, and the Comfort Fade Cardi is a DK weight yarn. So I think the gauge was 21 for the pattern, and then La Bien-Aimée sport weight yarn is more like a 24-25 stitches per 4 inches gauge. So I had to just adapt that to start with, but then I was looking at the sizes, and none of the sizes could easily be substituted, even doing the math. So I had to do the body of one, and then the arms of the other, and then the yoke of a third size. So I was
you wanted something simple.
I wanted something simple. So I basically just started my own cardigan, and it's become a new design because I changed everything. The only thing I'm using for this one, and I'm going to show it. First of all, I'm going to show the fade. And it starts with undergrowth, and then I don't remember all of the colors.
There's Totoro and May.
This one is Totoro and May, and this one is Fiore, and then there's Parchment in the middle here that I ended up not using. And there's Peary something, I think, here. I still love the fade. I still wanted to do a faded stuff because I had the yarn. I thought it was still a great project for it. But this is only going to be my prototype. So I'm just going to show it here.
Because you're going to do your own design, but for this one you used Andrea's recipe for a fade. But
yeah, so this is going to become like an entire new design. It's going to be mostly one color. There's going to be details in another color. It's going to use another type of yarn.
The construction is different too, yeah.
The construction is going to be like different and everything. So it's basically going to be a very long cardigan that goes just under my butt in the back. I'm actually done the entire body. Yeah, and I did, and you can really see it here, I did short rows. Yeah, you can really see it because it's a fade thing. I did short rows to make the front panels go even lower in the front. The cardigan is gonna be like right at my butt level, if you can say that, like really lower back. But then in the front, it's gonna be like just above the knee. So it's gonna be like a really light cardigan, but very flowy.
Yeah.
And yeah,
is it still finishing like triangle?
No, because there's gonna be the border. It's gonna that one I'm not sure yet because I haven't designed it. I still haven't designed the actual border because I'm gonna do like a different border than the Comfort Fade Cardi is calling for. So I'm gonna do like an entirely different thing. It's probably gonna be an applied border. So instead of picking up 1,001 stitches around the entire side, well, on the Comfort Fade it's less because it's DK, but on Sport Weight it would have been like a lot. So instead of picking up like all of those stitches, I'm gonna do maybe like I don't know if it's gonna be like 20 stitches or 18, and then you're just gonna knit like back and forth and then attach it at the same time on the actual body.
Fun.
Yeah, so like it's still gonna be long because you still have to do the entire thing, but at least you're doing like
gradually.
Your rows are not 1,000 stitches long. They're only like 18 stitches, but then you have to do like
honestly,
many more of them.
I've knitted so many of Stephen West's shawl where you had to pick up the I-cord border, which is 1,001 stitches, that you get used to it. You just have to tell yourself that you cannot bind off in one night.
Yeah, but the bind off is still 3 stitches, and then you do something and then 3 stitches. When you do like a border and you have to pick up, like you do like 1 row and then you come back.
Yeah.
And then you have to do that like 1,000,000 times. No, it's not 1,000,000 times, but
you're not exaggerating at all.
At all. For this one, like now I'm down. It's actually finished the ribbing. I just didn't bother binding off last night when I finished the border. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the sleeves, which are gonna be probably normal sleeves, nothing fancy about them. And then I'm gonna do the border, and I'm gonna get the yarn that I want because I already have an idea of what I want.
Redo it, yeah.
And redo it, yeah.
I've also started a new design, which
Did I?
It's a bit like your story too, where we had yarns here that we were gonna launch in the shop from people that we really liked. So having the yarn, like you see, like behind us like that, I just felt like maybe I could design something, which I did. And this is the project that is in my bag here. It's gonna be a shawl design in mosaic knitting. I'm totally in love with mosaic. It's really fun to knit. It's a pain to design because every chart that you're making in mosaic doesn't always work out well.
The way you want?
The way I want.
And then you say, Vincent,
yeah.
help
So I have
me.
to make swatches and swatches and swatches until I get the effect that I want. I want shawls that have like a big motif, that it could look like it's a printed fabric. I think you feel it a bit here too. This is what I have so far. This is knitted in the Opus yarn by Walcott. It's in Sport Weight. It's buttery soft. It's so soft. And I'm using a pale gray, a dark gray, the other color is called ink, so the blue, and the ochre in the middle. I love it a lot because it's looking like a little optical illusion. Yeah. It's the same color everywhere, but if it's between the charcoal and blue, it looks darker than if it's in between the little...
Actually, I think it looks
grays.
lighter. Well, on the camera, actually, like
Yeah.
it looks a little bit lighter here than it does there. But yeah, it's the same color. It's just the same one.
It wasn't planned. I should say it was, but I love when they're doing these things. And you put it this way around.
Oh.
On the sides here, there's like an I-card border. And I'm going to show you the back where there's floats. But
Yeah, it's
even stronger there, the effect between it.
It's actually like even like 3 colors. Like
Yeah.
this one, and this one is not this. Well,
Because usually you don't do color work in a shawl because you have to deal with the wrong side,
yeah.
which you need to have like something that is cute. So I think this looks like a nice
Yeah, because
texture.
it's not. Well, you can do color work in
Yeah,
a
you
shawl, but you have to purl and then do color work, which is a lot less fun than knitting.
The mosaic knitting actually, the difference between this and stranded color work is you will only use one strand of color per row. So for example, for the row, I don't know what I'm pointing. The row here, I'm gonna do the whole row with the right side with only my strand of pale gray. I will actually after that purl it from the wrong side, and on the second row after that, the dark gray, do the same thing. So every rose is knitted twice to give this kind of effect.
And it's the same thing twice too.
Yep.
Apart from the borders, you just basically do the same thing. Knit the numbers, slip a number, and then when you come back, it's purl a number and then slip a number. Yeah.
And these kind of patterns are really easy to memorize, which means that on the wrong side, you simply do what you did before in reverse. So yeah, it's
pretty.
working on this. You can like have a little.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna stop here because it's
just
nothing.
stop there, and it's like the. No, it's like
a shawlette.
a shawlet.
The baby of the shawl, the shawlette.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I need to.
Okay.
So this is.
Design. It's
Having
beautiful.
fun. Thank you.
And I have another small new design. Oh, it's in a bag. For once.
Which bag? This is a hard one to get.
It's a Hilja & Co. bag that I got a long time ago.
Last summer. Was it
Yeah.
when they left? You didn't get it on the first shop update, but I think it's
maybe
went
the second.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very like fun, like suede bag. It's sturdy. This one is a little like it's not far yet, but I'm still gonna talk about it. It's a hat design using my leftovers from the Volcano Trail. I knit my mum. So I'm using the same yarn. So I'm using Gerald's eggplant on yak sock, and then
It's really deep and rich.
and then I had those 2 singles. So they're my leftovers from the Volcano Trail. So if you've seen it in the previous episodes, and then there was this one, and then this one that's like there's not
Black Elephant UK.
Yeah, Black Elephant, those 2 merino singles. And this one was merino singles as well, but La Bien-Aimée, and it's Shawl, I think, the colorway. So I'm still going to do like a fade. Yeah, it's a little Highland coup.
He's dancing.
Hello. I'm starting a hat pattern that I'm going to gift my mom to go with her Volcano Trail. It's going to be a reverse stockinette fade instead of a garter stitch fade. I say it's a new design. If it looks too much like the Volcano Trail, it might never get published, or it might get published under Max's name, and I'm gonna get royalties from it. I can sell it.
You're gonna be a ghost pattern writer.
Yeah, maybe I can sell it to him. $1,000. So yeah, but I still did the little trail actually here. I don't know if you had seen.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Because this is old. It was in a bag for a while, so I didn't.
Yeah, I started that during the winter on the ski trip.
Yep.
But then I knitted the cardigan, and I love doing the cardigan, so I haven't touched it very much. There you go. So stay tuned for a hat pattern.
Yeah.
next winter.
And in this month shop update, we've actually put it online already, so you can actually go right now and browse if you wish to.
If there's stock left, but
Yeah.
if not, don't worry. It's not It's something that's going to come back quickly.
Yeah. So by now we should already have reordered what's missing. Like we said earlier, there's a new yarn brand in our shop. It's Walcott yarn. We got the Opus base, which is a sport. These are the four colors that I use for my shawl, which I think I'm gonna name Opus. I'm not sure yet.
The
But
Opus shawl.
The Opus shawl.
You can.
It's heading towards that right now. I'll ask them actually if they accept to have their name on the shawl. I should maybe reach out first, but that's what I'm thinking. So these four colors, the pale gray is gray, the darker gray is Castle Rock, the yellow is Goldenrod, and the blue is Ivy. And the gold ink. Oh, Ivy is the green one. Yeah. And on them, it's actually 325 meter or 355 yards for 100 grams. It's 70% Falkland Merino, 30% baby alpaca, and 100% awesome. It's not just me saying it, it's on the label.
It's on the label.
It's true.
It feels very soft. It feels like cashmere.
I've never knit with cashmere, but
yeah,
this is what it feels like.
It kind of like it's super soft. It's hard wearing as well. Like it's not gonna pill and it's not gonna lose its shape. It's non-superwash, so it's like a very robust yarn, but super soft.
Yeah, non-superwash doesn't mean not soft.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so I have here the color Cranberry. And here it's Love Potion.
I have Ivy, the one I talked about earlier. A green.
Yeah. And if we continue the little color scheme here, there's Cove.
Splash white.
Maya. Yeah, Maya. Plum. And Charcoal, which is a black, really great black. And then the last one, I think it's my favorite. It's called Summer Storm. It might read a little brown, but it's not brown. It doesn't it might read like brown with black running through it, but it's not. It's really like a lilac, but like a dirty lilac.
Yeah, gray lilac.
Actually, some of I think some of the colorways, obviously not this one, but they are dyed on a gray base.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some of them. I don't know if...
So maybe on this or...
I'm not sure if it's... maybe we can ask them which ones are dyed on the gray base, but I'm sure this one is. So it gives like a very deep... Yeah, right?
Yeah, so good.
So it's... Yeah, so this one's Summer Storm. It's my favorite of them all.
So it's in the shop right now?
It's under other yarns in the banner. It's from Walcott Yarns, and it's called Opus.
And it's made in the UK.
Made in the UK.
And from them
as well, we have my favorite thing ever. It's a little bag. It's on the label. It says blocking tool. And in the bag, you have the little instructions that I translated in French. And it's not bracelets.
No.
They're
hoop rings.
Hoop rings? No. They're blocking wires.
So when you're doing garment that need to be sewn together,
yeah,
you actually
in pieces or shawls, crescent shaped shawls, or picot edges, anything that's out of the ordinary that you don't you want to block to a certain shape, and that shape is not a straight line. You can use that, and you can use that for a straight line as well. So they roll themselves like this. They're really small, and I'm just gonna try not to pierce my eyeballs with it, because they're made from some kind of elastic stainless steel, and yeah, there we go. Just there you go. Like far from the face. So you have, I think it's it's 4 70-inch wires, and then there's 3 40-inch ones, like smaller ones. And
because the one we had before are the big tube. I think we got it from Amazon. Always poking my fingers with it. The tube is always falling down and rolling.
They're super rigid. They're long. You cannot roll them up. They come in like in a big tube. They're much bigger. They have kinks. These ones are like really smooth, super easy to work with, and you don't see it very much.
And the fact that the storage is nice too is
and then when you're done, you just roll them back into their little shape. You have it comes with T-pins as well, because the way it works, you just put that in your garment and then you put T-pins to make it to give it the shape you want. So blocking wires by Walcott Yarns. We're gonna keep one. We've
also restocked a favorite of mine that went out quite fast. Is a candle by Muji, and it's the scent of pear, blackcurrant, and orchid. My new obsession, and I'm always burning. And one last thing that is new and amazing. It's a new book by Len Magazine.
52 weeks of shawls with 52 patterns of shawls. There's, I think, 50 knitting patterns and 2 crochet patterns. And so it's in a very nice book. It's beautifully photographed. The patterns are well written. Lots of different shapes, lots of different techniques. Beginner friendly, arter shawls. It's a great book.
Or even a coffee table book, because it's just really
just to look at it. So it's in the shop too as well. It actually was a pre-order, and they all left already, the pre-orders, and we got some more that are right here and ready to ship.
But we're keeping one for ourselves.
Yes.
So that's it for this episode. We pretty much shown everything. I think we had a lot of things this time around.
No, I didn't show this.
One thing. It's tiny.
How cute. It's a little glass jar that has 20 or so. There's at least 20 in there, but sometimes Rosanne and I just put like 1 more or 2 more just to make sure. Stitch markers, little bulb pins, because you lost all of yours in the couch. Under the couch.
I didn't lose them. They're in the couch.
Yeah, but or in the carpet. Or someone told me today that it's probably there's probably half of them in the passenger seat, like under the passenger seat in the car. So you never have enough of these little bulb pins. So we made little like glass jars that you can keep them in. We have white and black in there because that's the Garçons colors. Yeah. They're in under Notions if you want to add it in your cart.
That's it.
It
was a languishing month, but a productive one at the same time, which is kind of weird, but kind of our mood for the past year.
Because it's explained, you can read the article, but it's explained in the article that it's not about depression or burnout. It's really like just the feeling of blah.
Yeah, because we're having a lot of fun, like we said, playing games, watching good TV shows, or complaining.
We have game night tonight.
It's gonna be fun.
Yay!
I hope it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be fun because it's gonna be there.
Yeah, she's funny.
It's funny.
All right, well, have fun. Have a good drink. Have some knitting.
You can finish my drink.
Yep, same. We're always almost time with finishing our drink with the episode.
We're good.
Yeah, good timing.
Cheers. Bye.
Je regarde ça. Un slow-mo.